Dubai has more empty hotel rooms right now than most countries have hotel rooms total. Let that sit for a second. The city that was supposed to be the future, the place every influencer fled to, every crypto millionaire bragged about, every "I'm relocating for tax reasons" guy on LinkedIn announced, is sitting on a quiet crisis that nobody in the travel space is talking about. And the reason nobody's talking about it is exactly why you need to hear it. We're going to walk through what is actually happening on the ground in Dubai right now, why some of the most expensive real estate on earth is sitting completely empty, and what this tells you about the larger story of places that are built on image rather than substance. By the end of this, you will never look at a luxury destination the same way again. But first, do you remember when Dubai was everywhere? Around 2020 and 2021, when the rest of the world shut down, Dubai stayed open. And people flooded in. Influencers, remote workers, athletes, entrepreneurs. The internet made it look like the only place on earth where life was still happening. Private pools. Rooftop brunches. Ferraris parked outside malls. The algorithm loved it. You loved it. Everyone was watching. What the algorithm did not show you were the neighborhoods. The ones built specifically for tourists and long-term expats that started going quiet before anyone wanted to admit it. Palm Jumeirah, the iconic man-made island shaped like a palm tree, visible from space, has resort properties with occupancy rates that have made investors genuinely nervous. Not empty in the way a hotel gets quiet in January. Empty in the way a place gets quiet when the story around it starts to change. Here is something most people do not know. A significant portion of Dubai's luxury real estate was never meant to be lived in. It was purchased as an investment vehicle. Buy the apartment, let it appreciate, sell it. The tenant was always optional. That worked brilliantly when prices were rising, when confidence was high, and when the global economy was flush with cheap money. Then interest rates climbed. The dollar got expensive. And suddenly the math on an empty luxury apartment in a foreign country looked very different. Walk through certain developments today and you will see floor after floor of dark windows at night. Buildings with 40 stories and a handful of lights. Pools that are perfectly maintained and never touched. It is not eerie in a horror film way. It is eerie in a much more unsettling way. It is the silence of money that went somewhere else. Now here is the part that most travel content leaves out entirely. Dubai's economy is not actually built on oil. Most people assume it is, which is understandable. It sits in the Gulf, it is wealthy, the logic feels obvious. But Dubai specifically, unlike Abu Dhabi which sits on vast oil reserves, built its model on something else entirely. Tourism, trade, real estate, and financial services. It engineered itself as a hub, as a destination, as a brand. That is a genuinely impressive thing to do. It is also a fragile thing to do. When you build an economy on being the most exciting place in the room, you are permanently at risk of a newer, shinier room opening somewhere else. And what has happened in the last few years is exactly that. Saudi Arabia, Dubai's much larger neighbor, decided to compete. And Saudi Arabia is not doing it quietly. They are building an entire city from scratch in the desert, called Neom. They are opening entertainment venues, hosting global sporting events, relaxing social laws, spending hundreds of billions to become what Dubai was. And investors, businesses, and tourists are watching very closely. This does not mean Dubai is collapsing overnight. It is not. The city still has infrastructure that most of the world can only dream about. But the rate of growth that justified those sky-high property prices and luxury resort developments. That story is under significant pressure in a way that is not showing up in the brochures. Think about this from a different angle. You have probably seen content, maybe you have even consumed a lot of it, that frames Dubai as the goal. The finish line. Move there, make it there, live like that. And there is real appeal in that framing. There is real beauty in that city. But what happens when the city built on aspiration starts having an aspiration problem? What happens to the people who moved there chasing the image? Some of them are still there, doing genuinely well. Others have quietly left. And the ones who left are not making videos about it, because there is no algorithm incentive to make a video saying the dream destination felt hollow after 18 months. Here is what the empty resorts are actually telling you, and this is the part worth sitting with. Every city that gets sold as a paradise, Dubai, Bali, the gentrified neighborhoods of Lisbon, the overbuilt coastlines of Southeast Asia, goes through the same cycle. Genuine appeal. Viral attention. Mass influx. Prices spike. The authentic version of the thing gets replaced by a version of the thing optimized for visitors. Then a percentage of those visitors stop coming, because the thing that made it special is now diluted. And the people who built entire financial structures on the assumption of endless growth are left managing buildings full of dark windows. This is not a Dubai problem. This is what happens when infrastructure gets built for a story rather than for people. And the reason this matters to you, the person watching this right now, is that most of us are making life decisions using the same logic. We look at the highlight version of somewhere or something. We make calculations based on how things look at their peak. We assume the trajectory continues upward because we only discovered it on the way up. Dubai is not a cautionary tale about one city. It is a mirror for how we consume aspiration. And what we tell ourselves about places, about lifestyles, about success when we see it packaged beautifully online. There is a version of travel and a version of building a life that is grounded in something real, in community, in genuine cost of living, in what a place is actually like at 7 in the morning when the lighting is not golden hour. That version does not go viral. But it also does not leave you with a 40-floor building and a handful of lights on. Dubai will adapt. It always has. It has reinvented itself multiple times before, and it has the financial reserves and the political will to do it again. But the version of Dubai that was sold to you and to millions of people watching travel content over the last 5 years, that version is quieter than anyone expected. And the quiet is telling you something worth listening to. The most valuable thing you can do next is not book a flight or cancel one. It is to ask a harder question about where you are actually trying to go, and why.